Respect to the ordained, witness will be attained. Today we're speaking on intuition. Intuition is that gut feeling / feeling that you get if something is wrong or if something is right. And I feel like this is a great topic. Well, I know this is a great topic to speak on because of the day and age times that we're living in. Most people think everything's supposed to be used by logic, and some feel like it's supposed to be by feelings. And I feel that if you use the balance of both, you'll get the benefits of both. And using intuition is not a bad thing. Animals use it. Nature uses it all the time. The intuition is just that gut feeling, in that moment feeling that you get when something might be off, or maybe you might think you might hit with the lottery, for example. It's basically spiritual knowledge, and it's very useful it's very useful if you know when to use it, at what times to use it. And many of my examples that I probably would use in this video right now, I've used intuition to get myself out of situations that if I didn't use my intuition, I probably would not be here. And these are the main points that I would like to use and why intuition is a great thing, and why people should not just put it to the side and say, you know what, that's just based off of feelings and I shouldn't use that. One of the experiences that I lived, and I use experience to get myself out of a situation, was at a party. I was at the party. I walked into the party and everything seemed right. Everybody was having fun. At the moment, I brought some things like broccoli. I'm gonna just use the term broccoli, but if anyone knows what I mean, you know what I mean. Brought some broccoli, and I basically was drinking a little bit. And throughout the whole vibe, it felt great. We went outside. Like I said, it's not broccoli. For the people if you hear what I'm saying, it's not broccoli. We're speaking on another, we're using this as an example, or I'm using another term for what I don't want to say. I don't want to influence people. So I go, and we went outside, and we were standing around and just been, passing around and just having a good time and then drinking. And we went inside. As we went inside, I felt the whole energy shift. And what I mean by the whole energy shift, it was more people came in. As more people came in, now the party gets more chaotic. As when myself was just sitting around, I didn't know much people. I only knew one person who invited me, and the owner of the house was upstairs. I was basically just chilling by myself and just looking around, because when I go places, I like to observe. As I'm observing my surroundings, I notice a group, well, mainly two guys, sitting at a table, looking suspiciously weird, and my gut feeling was just kicking in. And as my gut feeling kept just kicking in, it just felt weird, it felt off. There was this dog that was there at the house. And as the dog walked around, and normally I'm not a dog person, but at this moment, ever since this happened to me, I've became more aware of dogs and animals in general. And as I'm sitting in a party, just the two guys I was standing and looking at, that kind of glancing over time, like looking at them, I noticed that they were looking at me. And I know this might sound weird, but when you notice someone looking at you, you kind of take notice after a while, and then kind of, for me, I would say in a sense, you can say spidey senses just went off. So as my spidey senses start going off, I'm just like, why these guys constantly keep looking at me? I'm looking away. they're looking at me because I use my peripheral vision to try to make sure to look at them while not trying to make it seem obvious that I'm looking at them. So as they're constantly keep looking at me, I got to the point that something's off. Something's not right. The dog that I mentioned earlier walked around, went upstairs, came back downstairs, and he came straight to me. And I found it weird because the dog came in front of me, not in a way for me to pet it, but in a way that it was guarding me. And I took notice of that, and I was like, I was petting the dog though, just like having fun, like, you know, it's good, everything's fine. And the dog just came right in front of my knees and just literally sat there, and well, not even sat there, he stand there, and he was looking in the direction of the two guys that I had a situation, that I thought I had a situation with. And as the dog kept looking over there to where I was looking at too, I noticed the dog kept just constantly keep looking over there. Next thing I realized, the dog walked over to the two guys that were basically looking at me, and the dog was just like body language, just walked around to the guys, just kind of like went around them, looked at them, got a feeling, and then came right back to me. Like, didn't go anywhere else to anyone in the party but me. So I took notice of that, and I was like, that's weird. So when I noticed that the gut feeling I was getting, and it seemed like the dog got the same feeling as me, I instantly knew, okay, we need to get out of this situation. As I'm trying to get out of the situation, I just pretend to walk around just to kind of, you know, get the feeling away. I went to a room. There was a room there. Other people were smoking broccoli. So as they were smoking some broccoli, I'm just like, okay, I looked inside, and I'm like, I don't want to go in there because I don't want to insert myself in somewhere I wasn't invited. So as I look inside, I still look glancing at the guys that were looking at me from the beginning, and I still see that they're looking at me. So I go to the guy who brought me to the party, and I told him, like, yo, these two guys here are constantly keep looking at me. And I told him in a way that I look concerned. And as I look concerned, he was just talking to the owner of the house. So as soon as I realized, okay, he understood what I meant, he was just like, just kind of calm. He didn't really do much. I just tend to, okay, consistently just stay around them because I'm like, okay, I feel something weird, and the way they're looking at me seems like they want to act upon and do something to me. My feeling, I don't care if it's like, oh man, you're scared and this and that. Well, when I continue with the story, it'll make more sense. As I'm with the owner and the guy that invited me to the party, two guys walk into the party. Well, it was multiple guys, but there was two guys that I noticed. It was like about 6 of them that walked in, and 2 of the first guys asked me, would you want to go outside and go grab the bottles? And I'm like, I'm confused because I'm looking at them, and there's like 6 of them walking into the party. So I'm like, why would you need me to go out there to grab bottles for you? Like, why would you need my help? As he said that, they walk outside. And then I look at the guy that invited me. I'm like, They walk outside. Literally, not 30 seconds later, they walk back inside. And when they walk back inside, I look at their hands. There's no bottle. So now what my intuition was telling me from the beginning, I'm like, okay, I realized they didn't come with a bottle. It was a trap. They were trying to set me in a trap to go walk outside and then come back inside again. Go outside and then do what they wanted to do. And when they instantly walk in without the bottle, I'm just like, okay, I'm getting out of here. So I look at the guy that invited me. I look at the owner. I'm like, see, like, what kind of stuff is this? The owner is telling me, calm down. You can go upstairs. If you want to go upstairs, you can stay upstairs and just chill. I'm like, I don't even want to be here. I take all the belongings I had and literally jolt it outside. They come in, I'm jolting outside. I run to my car. They're calling me. They're yelling, oh, where are you going? Where are you going? I didn't care. I just got into my car. At the time, I was driving this little manual. It was a Civic. I put down the e-brake. put the reverse, and just jetted. As I'm jetting off, I look behind me. They're in their car. They got in their car. Now they're chasing me. So I'm losing my mind, and I'm just like in the, well, I'm not losing my mind because I'm calm. I'm just basically like, okay, what my intuition was telling me was right. So as I'm driving chaotically. There was a two-lane road, and I'm driving on the other side of the road to skip other cars. As I'm skipping other cars, they're trying to follow me. So I drive as fast as I can. I get to a point. I make a turn, wait for them to pass. They pass me. I wait for them to go, and I see the car, and I see the guys that was in the car. They pass. I go, and then I go straight home. Well, I try to take a different route and different routes to go home. So I ended up getting home, and I was just like, what was that? And I texted the guy that brought me to the party and said, you know what? I'm never going to a party with you ever again. And he never texted me back. So in my mind, I knew there was something that was really off. And I just said that story just to say, like, I have many stories like that where I had to use my intuition, but that one was more of the main one that I could remember. Because if I never used my intuition, if I was just, okay, that's just a feeling I'm getting, and I just sat there in a party, who knows what would happen? And I know it's okay. I know some people would say, okay, you're just fear-mongering. Nothing probably would have happened to you. You would have been fine. Well, that's what happens to people that always wait too long, and then next thing you know, they're on the news. Or, for instance, they're something happened to them, and they're like, man, and then they always come back. They always say, oh, man, I should have trusted my gut feeling. I felt something was off. That's the main reason why I don't let other people dictate what I feel. Because if I'm feeling something, that's me internally, and that's why I should trust my body. And that's the main reason why you should always go with your feelings, because not because of just feelings based off of just, okay, you just not observant, being observant, and you just basically just only feelings. I use feelings, but I also use logic in the sense of just understanding, like, okay, there's a reason why they're looking at me. There's a reason why the dog did what it did, and etc., etc. So it wasn't just the intuition, but the intuition played a key part, because that was the first line of defense. That was the defense line that was set, told me, yo, pay attention. You need to get out of here. But I used the logic part to be able to say, okay, logically, let's not freak out. Let's just see what's going on. So all that to say is intuition plays a very big part. And you don't want to be that person to always say, oh, I should have trusted my intuition. I should have trusted my gut. Why didn't you trust your gut? Because if you felt it, it might have been right. It might have been wrong. But at the end of the day, you listening to yourself is the greatest sign of you understanding your body and understanding who you are, know thyself. So all that to say is intuition is a very key part of life. This is why when for example, you see a lion chasing a gazelle, or for example, a lion seeing a bigger predator than itself. Let's say a rhino. The lion is hungry, it has the pride around them, and they want to attack the rhino. Intuition, gut feeling kicks in when they realize, like, the rhino might be more tougher than what they think they can take on. So they'll still kind of look at the lion as a way to use to still try to go and try to attack the rhino. But when the lion uses his intuition and realizes that, oh, maybe the rhino has something that I don't want to mess with, you'll see the lion, even the king of the jungle, will also use his intuition to not go and proceed to attack that rhino, for example. So intuition is very key into living in life. It's hard. It's one of those things that you have to master, because you don't want to be that person to use your intuition when sometimes it might be wrong. But it's like a 50-50. You don't know when it's wrong or right. It's just by having experience, you can kind of base off your intuition and make it more in tune to what the surroundings are around you. So when you get that gut feeling, don't hesitate. Even though I know I've been speaking on things that was bad, but sometimes you can use your intuition for something good. For example, you might have an intuition that if you play this lottery ticket right now, you might win. You played a lottery ticket. Did you win? You might have. If you didn't win, still, your intuition might be wrong still. You know what I'm saying? It might be wrong, but it could be right. What if you did win the lottery ticket? And then you like thought in yourself, and then you look back at it and said, you know, I had a gut feeling that it told me to play the lottery ticket that day. And I chose to play that lottery ticket. And that's one of the reasons why it may be a right thing to do. I know majority of the time is used in a bad sense, well, especially in the stories that I was using. But don't forget, it also can be good in a good sense. It's just probability wise, majority of the times you might be wrong than right. But still, you should still trust your intuition, because your intuition has sacred knowledge, spiritual ties to who you are, because we are not just flesh. We are also electrical beings. So when you feel that current of bad feelings coming your way, don't ignore them. Trust them. Try to use all your senses plus your intuition to make your decision, so you can get yourself in or out of a situation that you might feel, if it makes sense to you. So all that to say is, intuition plays a very, very, very big key part in life. Don't ignore it. Thank you.